Carnival Jubilee is Carnival Cruise Line's newest and largest ship to date. And even if you sailed on some of her sister ships, there's several new zones and venues that you won't find anywhere else in the Carnival Cruise Line fleet. We've just returned from 7 days on board the ship and can't wait to share all the details with you as we go deck by deck in our exclusive Carnival Jubilee cruise ship tour and walkthrough up next. Welcome aboard, cruisers. I'm Don B from Eat Sleep Cruise, and a special welcome back to our Eat Sleep Cruise subscribers. Carnival Jubilee consists of 15 passenger decks, 6 different zones, and over 2,600 staterooms. And like we do for all our cruise ship tours, we're gonna go deck by deck, covering every square inch of this brand new vessel. And let's start with a zone that's completely new to Carnival Jubilee, the Currents. The Current Zone is located on decks 6 and 7 and lets you imagine what it would be like to live under the sea, complete with sunken cities, mermaids, and swirling sea monsters. The Current Zone replaces the Gateway, which is found on Carnival Celebration, and we welcome the change. Not only do we like the new theming of the Currents, we also feel like Carnival Cruise Line makes better use of the digital technology in the zone when compared to Carnival Jubilee's sister ship. And while the space looks good, you can't miss the innovative technology that's packed into the Currents. There are 6 huge LED windows and an awe-inspiring wavy LED ceiling. These screens are the center of the local entertainment, with interactive audio-visual elements that lets kids and adults, and actually everyone, all of the underwater seascapes. So make sure to check the fun times for show times in the Currents. The Currents is home to 2 of the new, intricately themed bars on Carnival Jubilee, but we'll get to those in a minute. In the Currents on Deck 7, you'll find a spot that should be familiar to many Carnival cruisers, the Limelight Lounge. It's actually tucked away on Deck 7 on the upper level of the zone. You might not even notice the small entrance on the port side. This multi-use space is home to a variety of activities day and night, from trivia to family comedy shows, yes, PG comedy shows, and even karaoke. There is a small bar here located in Limelight Lounge that serves a standard drink menu, but the bar is only open when there's an activity going on. So make sure to check the fun times or the Carnival Hub app for daily activities. Right outside the Limelight Lounge, overlooking the digital screens, is the Alchemy bar on the port side of the zone. Unfortunately, this is not an ideal location, as this also serves as the main walkway for those passing by to head to the aft of the ship. With a signature cocktail menu, this venue is still themed to resemble a 19th century apothecary. From the drink names to the bartender's white coats, this bar has a unique flair. We highly suggest you have these master mixologists stir up one of their elixirs, like my personal favorite, the Sidecar, or Heidi's favorite, the 40 is a new 20. Heading further aft in the Currents on Deck 7, you will find the specialty restaurant Fahrenheit 555. Fahrenheit 555 is Carnival Cruise Line's signature steakhouse. This American-style steakhouse has a warm and inviting atmosphere with an open concept kitchen, making a great choice for an elegant night dinner. And that's exactly what we did. We dined at Fahrenheit 555 for the first elegant night, which was night 2 of our cruise. And of course, you can't go wrong with options like the surf and turf and the decadent chocolate sphere dessert, which just melts in your plate right in front of you. These 2 items alone are well worth the $49 per person cover charge. Not to mention the exquisite starters, personalized service, and the freshly baked bread. Fahrenheit 555 is open nightly for dinner from 5:30 to 9 p.m. The menu features other upscale offerings too, like shrimp cocktail, tuna tartare, and other premium cuts of beef. If you want to stick to the complimentary dining, and listen, we can't blame you, then odds are you'll be dining at least one night in the Pacific restaurant. This is the largest of the 2 main dining rooms on Carnival Jubilee, and this restaurant is 2 stories located all the way aft on Deck 6 and 7. During our cruise, Deck 6 was reserved primarily for those who had traditional dining, while Deck 7 was reserved for those who had your time dining. Heidi and I actually had your time dining on this cruise, and while we're usually fans of traditional dining, we actually highly recommend you sign up for your time dining on Carnival Jubilee, and we'll explain why a little bit later in this video. During our cruise, the Pacific restaurant was open for breakfast daily from about 7 to 9 a.m. on port days. On sea days, the restaurant serves the cruise line's famous Sea Day brunch from about 8:30 a.m. to noon. The Sea Day brunch is a must try, especially the skillet cake. The dinner menu at the Pacific restaurant rotates each evening, offering a wide array of starters, entrees, and desserts. The cruise line recently updated their menus, and when compared to our sailing on Carnival Celebration about a year and a half ago, we would say these new menus do have more options. And I was a big fan of the Emeril Select section of the menu, which includes specialties from Chief Culinary Officer Emeril Lagasse. Carnival has also changed its Elegant Night menus. In previous years, Carnival Cruise Line used to serve lobster on the first Elegant Night, which is usually day 2 or 3 depending on your itinerary. Now, the famous Lobster Night is on the second Elegant Night, which is later on in the cruise. Also, recent change in the last few years is Carnival now charges individuals $5 for any additional entree after 2, and this also goes for lobster. So you are able to get at least 2 lobsters for free. And while the Pacific restaurant is in the same location as the main dining room on Carnival Celebration, overall we liked the design aesthetic of this main dining room more so. We thought it was more inviting, more warm, and more colorful, which of course goes with Carnival Cruise Line's fun ship theme. If you head down to deck 6 of the Currents, that's where you'll find the second main dining room, the smaller main dining room, the Atlantic Restaurant. The Atlantic Restaurant is reserved just for those with traditional dining, but also sometimes serves as overflow for the your time dining. Given the odd location of this main dining room, it did feel a little closed off and not as bright and welcoming as the Pacific Restaurant. During our cruise, the Atlantic Restaurant served tea on several days of the cruise, and was home to the Dr. Seuss themed breakfast, the Thing 1 and Thing 2 birthday bash, which occurred on the last sea day of our cruise, which also happened to be day 7. Right next door to the Atlantic Restaurant was one of the brand new bars on Carnival Jubilee that really wowed us, the Golden Mermaid. It's located on the port side of the current zone, and here cruisers can find uncharted flavors never before seen on land. Now the whole theming here again has to do with being underwater, where you meet a mermaid. Not only a mermaid, but a golden mermaid, which has discovered some long lost treasure that is then infused into the unique cocktails made here. So the cocktail recipes in the Golden Mermaid are inspired by precious metals and gemstones. They're served in exquisite glassware, and they're even garnished with items like edible glitter. Of course, this unique theme, lavish decor, and glitzy setup pairs perfectly with the live music that occurs here every night. During our cruise, most nights there was piano music with Olga, although you could find violinists on some nights with the band Sky Breeze. However, regardless of the entertainment, the drinks here should not be missed, including the Atlantis Potion, which was Heidi's favorite. So let's just say the Golden Mermaid was a place we frequented before and after dinner during our cruise. And honestly, it's really tough to pick our favorite bar on Carnival Jubilee, because even though we were big fans of the Golden Mermaid, we're also big fans of the other brand new bar debuting in the current zone, Dr. Inks. Dr. Inks is on deck 6, starboard side, and is in the heart of the current zone, and it's just fun and fantastical. And of course, it goes right along with this underwater theme, as the bar answers a difficult question: can an octopus enjoy a cocktail underwater? So of course here the drinks have their own unique flair with changing color cocktails and featuring garnishes like boba pearls and sea foam. And Carnival went a little Disney here with the theming, as at the bar not only can you enjoy some of the doctor's favorite cocktails, you're welcome to look through some of her favorite books, journals, and there's even a diploma showcasing Dr. Inks' PhD. So it's great for a selfie or a photo op, and it just kind of, I think, rounds out the total flair they're going for with this unique bar, which for us is leaps and bounds better than the Latitudes bar, which is in the same location on Carnival Celebration. Nearby, there's live music with acoustic guitar players, country music, and those same violinists, all available while you're enjoying signature cocktails, which among our favorites include the Crimson Catch and the Smoky Seahorse Glide. After you grab a drink at Dr. Ing's, you might want to head over to the brand new specialty restaurant Emeril's Bistro 717. The latest iteration of this Excel class specialty restaurant is sure to satisfy your taste buds. And Emeril's Bistro 717 features hometown favorites like New Orleans Creole and seafood. During our 7-night cruise, Emeril's Bistro was open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, serving New Orleans themed cuisine at a la carte prices. No reservations are necessary for this restaurant. Breakfast tended to be served around 8 to 9 to around 9:30 or 10:30 each day, and lunch on sea days typically ran from about noon to 3 p.m. Later in the day, the venue reopens usually between 3 and 4 p.m. and stays open till about 9 or 10 p.m. depending on the day. At breakfast, all items are $6 and include dishes like shrimp and grits and sweet potato waffles. For lunch and dinner, the menu features items like oysters, po' boys, jambalaya, and beignets. And whatever you do, you must try the beignets. Lastly in occurrence is the Carnival Kitchen. For cruisers looking to up their cooking skills, the Carnival Kitchen offers signature cooking classes led by the chefs on board. These small, intimate classes range from cupcake decorating to learning how to host the perfect tailgate. The venue looks like the stage of a cooking show you might see on the Food Network. Let's hope whatever you create is equally appealing. After all, cruisers get to dine on their creations after each class. And on Carnival Jubilee, we had the opportunity to try the brand new Emeril's Favorites Carnival Kitchen cooking class, and it was way more fun than I expected. Plus, the food was amazing. We actually made jambalaya pasta, and it was some of the best food I've ever tasted on a cruise ship, and it's pretty cool that you actually get to make it. Now, even if you don't like to cook, the class is pretty simple and easy, as the chef basically has everything prepared for you and walks you through each step of the process. So if you're thinking about it, book the Carnival Kitchen, check it out. Believe me, you'll be glad you did. The Currents isn't the only new zone that debuted on Carnival Jubilee. Replacing Biscay 820, which is found on Carnival Celebration, there's the brand new The Shores. And again, we think Carnival made the right move in re-theming this space. The Shores just feels more cruisy than the Miami-themed zone on Carnival Jubilee's sister ship. Also, I might be biased, but I'm from a coastal community, so beaches and piers and boardwalks just resonates more with me than a Miami-themed area on a cruise ship. Not to mention, the Shores entrance is certainly Instagram-worthy. As soon as you enter the area, you will find the Marina Bar. This new bar serves up signature drinks for enjoying the seaside boardwalk vibes of this new zone. Cruisers can grab a cocktail while enjoying some lunch at the nearby Coastal Slice and Beach Buns, or while lounging on this Deck 8 outdoor promenade. With drinks like the Marina Cape Cod or a Sailor's Iced Tea, it's definitely worth a stop during your cruise. The outdoor Marina Bar is located adjacent to the smoking section on Deck 8 of this ship. Also, little insider tip, you can grab espresso-based drinks at the Marina Bar. This venue opens up early in the morning and is a great alternative to the Java Blue Cafe, which often has a long line, especially early in the morning. Right across the way from the Marina Bar is Cucina Del Capitano. While Cucina Del Capitano is a specialty restaurant on other Carnival ships, it is a complimentary venue on Carnival Jubilee. This Italian restaurant is open for lunch from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on sea days and serves a reduced menu and several different pasta bowls. On every day of the cruise, it's open from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. nightly. Now, I mentioned earlier there are benefits to your time dining, and one of those benefits is getting to eat at Cucina Del Capitano at night for free. All cruisers can eat lunch on sea days there for free, but your time dining is able to enter a virtual queue each night to dine at Cucina Del Capitano. If you have traditional dining, you're not allowed to eat there until later in the evening. At dinner, cruisers can enjoy favorites like Nana's Meatball, Chicken Parm, Short Rib, and of course, tiramisu. Not far from Cucina Del Capitano is the Coastal Slice. this is your go-to spot for pizza on Carnival Jubilee. The eatery was open most days from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Yep, you heard me right. So cruisers can fulfill their cravings for pizza at essentially any time. The pizzeria features a walk-up counter where guests can order fresh out-of-the-oven pizza slices or just take the whole personal-sized pie. You can enjoy your pizza in the nearby seating area, or you can take your pizza outside as there's additional alfresco dining for Coastal Slice, which allows you to enjoy your pizza with some ocean views, or take it to go to enjoy anywhere around the ship. But don't be surprised to find a line here, as Coastal Slice is quite popular. New on Carnival Jubilee is the Tex-Mex pizza, made specifically for the ship, and we suggest you give it a try. Adjacent to the Coastal Slice, you will find Beach Buns. This counter-style sandwich shop serves up a menu of traditional deli sandwiches, along with an expanded selection of hot dogs and sausages, similar to the Sea Dog section found in the cruise ship's buffet. Along with those hot dogs and sausages, there are other cold sandwiches like a turkey sandwich, or hot sandwiches like a meatball, a grinder, or a classic barbecue pulled pork sandwich. On our cruise, Beach Buns was open daily, usually from around noon to 10 p.m. Celebrity chef Rudi brings his creations to life on Carnival Jubilee at Rudi's Sea Grill. This specialty restaurant is open nightly for dinner from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. For an upcharge of $49 per person, cruisers can expect a menu that's heavy on seafood with mussels, scallops, shrimp, calamari, and of course, lobster all on the menu. There's even a crab stuffed lobster tail. For non-seafood lovers, you have a choice of chicken, a pork chop, or New York strip. The intimate atmosphere of this restaurant makes it another great choice for an elegant night dinner. If you're looking to book a tour or have questions about pre-reserved excursions, the Carnival Adventures on the starboard side of the shores is where you need to go to plan for your time ashore. With touchscreen kiosks and helpful crew at select hours, cruisers can review tour options at each port of call. Open times vary based on each port of call, but Carnival Adventures tended to be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on sea days. If you have questions or need assistance, the helpful crew at Guest Services are there to help. The service area is oddly located on the starboard side hallway that connects the shores with the summer landing zone. There are two separate lines, one for those at the highest tiers of Carnival's VIFP program, and a second line for the rest of us cruisers. Guest Services is open 24 hours a day. Heading further aft from the shore zone is the summer landing. If you're looking for a place to chill out on the ship, the aft summer landing zone features vibes reminiscent of lazy days relaxing by the beach. If you're looking for a signature souvenir bearing the name of the cruise line or Carnival Jubilee, then you'll want to pop into the fun shop located in the summer landing. With t-shirts, jerseys, and other accessories, it's worth at least a little peek. Guys, Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse is another one of Carnival Jubilee's restaurants. This barbecue joint is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dinner at this venue is also complimentary, although for a limited time, although you'll notice a few differences in the menu. Guy serves a breakfast buffet from around 6:30 or 7:30 a.m. to between 9 or 10 a.m. This small buffet features all of the breakfast staples. The venue also serves lunch from about 12 to 2:30 p.m. on sea days in a buffet-style setting outdoors on the waterfront. Dinner is served in the restaurant nightly from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. This menu features all your barbecue favorites with a side of live music. Further, don't forget to grab a signature parched pig brew brewed right on board the ship while dining here. Guys, Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse was also home to some fun squad activities such as trivia, and the backyard band rocked out this venue several nights of the cruise. On the starboard side of the summer landing, you'll find the Heroes Tribute Lounge. This is another signature lounge on newer Carnival ships. There are nods to those who served in the military evident in the decor, and this venue has a few large screen televisions for catching a game. It also features a signature drink menu, though there's actually no bar in the lounge, and during our time on Carnival Jubilee, we didn't really see any wait staff here either. Although, one benefit of Heroes Tribute Lounge is the Swirls ice cream truck, which is the Swirls ice cream on Carnival Jubilee that's open the latest. For cruisers looking for a drink while on the outdoor promenade on Deck 8, there is the Watering Hole. This bar serves a small specialty menu, including the Watermelon Crush and the Lynchburg Lemonade. There's also other signature Carnival drinks and of course the Parched Pig Brews. The small bar does not offer much seating, but odds are you'll grab your drink and head to one of the loungers or another seat nearby. During our cruise, the outdoor Watering Hole was open till about 6 p.m. every day. Outdoors on the summer landing, cruisers can find an infinity pool overlooking the wake. This patio pool includes loungers and even a few in-pool seats. So it's the perfect escape from the often loud and busy Lido deck up on Deck 16. Though this space is rather small, so it too can get crowded during peak times. On the starboard side, you'll find 2 whirlpools overlooking the side of the ship, not far from the Watering Hole bar, which are great whirlpools to admire the ocean views or to gaze at that day's port of call. Now the last indoor zone is the largest, and that's the Grand Central. And of course, the Grand Central is designed to make an impression. And since Grand Central is the first zone you encounter when embarking the ship, it's the perfect place to get your vacation vibe started from day one. In Grand Central, you'll find floor-to-ceiling windows, 14-foot LED screens, and a ceiling of 1,400 color-changing lights. Everything here points to big fun happening in Grand Central. And even if you're just passing through, you'll definitely be back for later. One of the main focal points here of Grand Central is the center stage, which features a rotating selection of live entertainment. Along with a variety of bars and other entertainment venues, Grand Central is one place you will visit again and again on your cruise. The Grand Central encompasses decks 6, 7, and 8. Now the center stage is the multi-purpose space that hosts a variety of activities during the day. In the evening, there are musical showcases, games like Deal or No Deal, and a couple signature productions. During our cruise, there was a brand new show, Rio Celebration, which tries to elicit the energy and vibes of a Carnival celebration from South America. It includes a pre-show with 3 vocalists, a parade, and then a spectacular show with the same musicians, vocalists, and dancers. Unfortunately, center stage has some really poor sightlines. Of course, you can watch the show from any of the 3 decks, but the main seating area is on Deck 6. And they rope off seating and don't open up this area until about 45 minutes to an hour before showtime. And believe us, the best seats in the house are taken within seconds. So if you definitely want to see a show at center stage, make sure to get there early. Center stage is also home to other activities like bingo, the Build-A-Bear workshops, nighttime parties, Dr. Seuss themed events, and more. If you need a drink while watching one of the shows, there's the center stage bar. This bar serves a standard Carnival drink menu and is the main bar for the crowds gathering to watch center stage productions. Right next to the bar is a large seating area with chairs and sofas, although, as I mentioned, many of them do not offer the best views of the stage. No, on the first day of your cruise sailing from Galveston, there's actually a reduced menu served at all bars. Due to Texas law, the cruise line can only serve locally sourced alcohol. This means there's a limited number of mixed drinks, beers, and wines available until the ship is out of Texas waters. Another bar serving cruisers watching the productions in center stage is the Grand View Bar, located on Deck 7 right outside the casino. If you're lucky enough to score some of the stadium-style seats near this bar, you'll have some pretty good views of the action one deck below. Again, this bar also features a standard drink menu, and check the fun times, as this bar is really usually only open in the evenings around showtime. But as I mentioned, there are plenty of other bars, lounges, and restaurants right in the Grand Central area. On Deck 8, port side of the ship, you'll find Chebang. This eclectic restaurant mixes up Chinese and Mexican favorites for one diverse and delicious meal. During our visit, we tested out some of the Asian offerings, and were fans of the spring rolls, Hakka noodles, and the sweet and sour shrimp. Currently, this restaurant is complimentary on Carnival Jubilee. Again, for dinner, those that have your time dining can enter a virtual queue to dine here. The venue is also open for lunch on C days, offering Asian and Mexican style bowls. Like Cucina Del Capitano, while dinner at Shebang is reserved for those who have your time dining or traditional dining later in the evening, lunch at Shebang is open to all cruisers. Heading towards the midship on Deck 8, there's Bonsai Teppanyaki, which is one of Carnival Jubilee's specialty restaurants. And honestly, for a ship of this size, Bonsai Teppanyaki is rather small. It only includes 3 hibachi grill stations. Honestly, they could probably double the size of this restaurant and still not meet the demand. So if you definitely want to eat here, make sure to book a reservation ahead of your cruise. This hibachi style restaurant offers a multi-course menu for a flat fee of $42 for dinner and $38 for lunch. The restaurant is open on C days for lunch, usually between 12 and 3 p.m., and nightly for dinner from 5:30 to 9:30. Now, if you can't get into Bonsai Teppanyaki, right next door is Bonsai Sushi, which is an adequate size for a mega ship that can hold over 6,000 people. As the name implies, Bonsai Sushi includes sushi, but it also has a wide variety of other Asian specialties. This venue is also open for lunch on C days, again usually between 12 and 2:30, 3 p.m., and actually is open for dinner nightly from 5 to midnight. Along with offering sushi, rolls, and sashimi, venue also offers a selection of noodle bowls and Japanese small plates. Continuing to midship on Deck 8, in the Grand Celebration, you'll find the Pixels Gallery. This photo gallery boasts several touchscreen stations that allow you to review your photos taken by the photographers on the ship. And believe me, there will be a lot of portrait studios scattered throughout the ship. So if you like getting your picture taken, they'll be more than happy that Carnival Jubilee has plenty of photographers ready to snap a photo of you. Pixels also offers some camera accessories for purchase if you need to improve your own gear. Down on Deck 7 in the Grand Celebration, you will find the Jubilee Theater. All the way forward on Deck 7, this cruise ship theater has a traditional setup, although it did feel a bit small for a ship of this size. The stage seemed rather low-tech too, as the production shows did not live up to the caliber of shows on competitors like Royal Caribbean. We like to think of ourselves as pretty traditional cruisers, so our routine tends to be dinner and a show. We were on Carnival Jubilee as a group, so we didn't get to see all of the production shows in the main theater or occurring in center stage. We were able to catch the brand new playlist production Dear Future Husband, Soulbound, and the Family Feud Live, which took place in the Jubilee Theater. In Dear Future Husband, Carnival cruisers join another group who's just got on board to celebrate a wedding. The show has popular songs and dances you find on any cruise. And while the cruise line had me with the premise, they kind of lost me when they crammed both Gangnam Style and the Macarena into the musical, so I did find the show a little bit cheesy. On night 4, the theater was home to Family Feud Live. This Carnival Cruise Line exclusive entertainment offering should not be missed, however. The cruise director, Kendall Fire, did a great job hosting this crowd-pleasing event, which actually had 3 showtimes to accommodate the crowds. On night 5, we settled into Soulbound, and I was more of a fan of this show than Heidi. This supernatural journey included Motown and rock hits, and lighting effects, making it a more engaging production than the first night's show. Exiting the theater and heading midship, you'll find the casino. This casino includes several table games and slot machines. It has a relatively basic setup, and it took up much of Deck 7 midship real estate. In the center of the casino is a casino bar, serving a slimmed-down version of the ship's standard menu. On the starboard side of the casino, you'll find the smoking section. While this section is set off to one side, the smoke does make its way into the other open areas, as it's not completely closed off. And if you like to gamble, get there early, because anytime we walked through the casino, it was super busy. But the fun does not stop there, because there are several additional venues in Grand Central down on Deck 6. All the way forward, on the starboard side, you'll find the Punchliners Comedy Club, which is home to several comedians throughout the week. In fact, during our 7 days on Carnival Jubilee, we counted 5 different comedians. This club was only open in the evening for adult comedy shows, so R-rated shows, with the first show usually starting around 8 p.m. Comedians often had multiple sets, sometimes up to 4 different sets in one night, although the material was the same for each set. The small theater consisted of a stage on the interior wall with a seashell design. With cozy booths and plenty of other additional seating near the stage, there's not a bad seat in the house. Before the show, you can grab a drink from the small theme menu from waitstaff making the rounds. Across from the comedy club is Piano Bar 88. Home to a signature pianist and a signature cocktail menu, this intimate lounge is adorned in metallic and black finishes. The piano is located at the forward of the lounge, and the bar is set off to the side. If you're a fan of piano lounges, you'll want to stop in and request your favorite songs. During our cruise, Carnival cruiser favorite Ben was the signature pianist here. His first set was family friendly, but after 10 p.m., things got, well, let's just say, a little rowdy. Not far from the center stage, you'll find the Java Blue Cafe, which is your dedicated coffee shop on Carnival Jubilee. This venue opens up at 6 a.m. most mornings for cruisers to get their caffeine fix, serving espresso-based beverages and milkshakes that are included in the Cheers drink package. You might find yourself visiting this cafe quite a bit. Another tip, if you do not have a Cheers drink package and drink a lot of coffee like Heidi and I do, ask to get a coffee card. For every 6 punches, you get a free espresso-based drink. And while at Java Blue, say hi to Tootie. She is the most amazing crew member, always there with a smile to brighten up your day. While you're at Java Blue, you might be tempted by some of the food offerings as well. Java Blue Cafe serves breakfast items from around 7 a.m. to about 9:30 a.m. daily. These options include breakfast sandwiches and a few limited continental pastry items. The cafe also serves lunch items from around 3 p.m. to about 8:30 or 9:30. These items include sandwiches, chicken pies, empanadas, and more. There are also some pretty crazy desserts here, but unfortunately those will cost you a nominal fee. Still, some of the cupcakes here are pretty Instagram worthy. Right next door to Java Blue Cafe, you'll find Cherry on Top. Candy lovers will want to pop into this store on Deck 6 to satisfy their sweet tooth craving. You'll find this well-stocked candy and more store not only great for enjoying some of your confectionery favorites, but another spot to pick up some gifts and apparel. And since we haven't sailed the Carnival Cruise Line in a while, we sort of forgot that Carnival cruisers are obsessed with cruise ducks. So not only will you find them everywhere throughout the ship, but in the Cherry on Top, there's a dedicated section to cruise duck gifts and souvenirs. If nothing else, you need to check out that section of the store. Next door to the Grand Central is the Havana Sun Deck and Havana Rooms. These are located all the way forward on Deck 8. And these staterooms feature their own decor and private sun deck, so it's a reserved area of the ship. The Havana Sun Deck is on the starboard side and features loungers, some oversized furniture, as well as a pool and whirlpool. Passengers staying in the Havana receive wristbands, which provide them access to the exclusive area. One area that is in the Havana section, but open to all cruisers, is the Havana Bar. Also located on the starboard side, the Havana Bar is one of the liveliest bars on the ship. During the day, you might find dance classes or karaoke sessions, or even some other fun squad games. At night, live music and other activities were regularly featured in this well-themed space. Not to mention, the Havana Bar has a signature drink menu, serving up classic Latin-inspired cocktails. Before we head outside to the few remaining zones on Carnival Jubilee, we don't want to miss some of the other public areas inside the ship. Forward on Deck 6 portside is the ship's fitness center, the Cloud 9 Fitness Center. With a small section of free weights, weight machines, and cardio equipment, it was never too busy. The cardio equipment faces the side of the ship, giving cruisers some decent views while getting in a workout. There are 2 separate rooms for group classes, including the instructor-led cycling classes. These classes are an upcharge though. Most days, the fitness center was open from about 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Across the way, on the starboard side, you will find the entrance to the Cloud 9 Spa on Deck 6. But technically, all of the services are down 1 level on Deck 5. As soon as you enter the spa, there's a salon and barbershop, offering services for men and women. Cruisers can make appointments with spa staff for treatments including cut, color, pedicures, manicures, and more. If cruisers are looking for more relaxation, the spa offers a complete menu of services. These include a variety of massages, as well as other treatments like facials, body wraps, and more. The Cloud 9 Spa thermal suites are the perfect place for the ultimate in rejuvenation, and cruisers can purchase passes to the ship's thermal suite. With several experiences, including a hydro pool, heated stone loungers, a sauna, 2 steam rooms, a salt room, and experiential showers, this is perhaps the most relaxing spot on the ship. Once on board, check with the staff for current pricing of day passes and week-long passes. Located within a dedicated family zone on Deck 4 midship, the family harbor accommodations offer an array of staterooms with a nautical flag motif. These staterooms can accommodate up to 5 family members. Parents and kids will even have more time to relax at the exclusive Family Harbor Lounge, a secluded space designed as the ultimate family hangout. Here, cruisers will find a selection of board games, family movies, and video game consoles. In addition, there are a variety of free snacks throughout the day. Finally, down on Deck 4, you will find Camp Ocean. This is the section of the ship dedicated to younger children. Carnival youth programs are open for children ages 6 months to 11 years old. All youths must be registered to participate, and capacity may be limited. Drop-off times for children under 2 do have associated fees. Now, like many youth activity centers on any cruise ship, Camp Ocean has age-appropriate activities with children broken into different age groups, with staff leading them in supervised group activities. Penguins, which are children ages 2 to 5, will go on all sorts of adventures as they explore daily fun activities such as arts and crafts, singing, dancing, and more. There's something for everyone in the Stingrays group for children ages 6 to 8, from movie watching to science experiments and video games. The Sharks group, ages 9 to 11, offers fun and age-related activities such as dancing, sports games, scavenger hunts, and more. There's also space-themed activities, as Carnival Cruise Line has an exclusive partnership with the Kennedy Space Center. In general, complimentary programming on sea days runs from about 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Hours vary on port days. Night Owls is offered each evening from about 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in Camp Ocean for a fee. Next door to Camp Ocean is Dr. Seuss Bookville. This is a unique and dedicated Seuss-themed family reading and play space featuring iconic decor, colors, shapes, and funky furniture inspired by the whimsical world of Dr. Seuss. Guests can read one of the many available Dr. Seuss books or enjoy other family fun activities, including Dr. Seuss board games and puzzles. Now that you've explored all of the indoor venues on Carnival Jubilee, it's time to head upstairs to the outdoor decks. Aft on decks 18 and 19, you will find the ultimate playground zone. This enhanced sports deck features a number of thrilling attractions that are fun for the whole family. On deck 19, there is the entrance and track for Bolt. This all-electric roller coaster is 800 feet long and offers some stunning views as it circles the open aft deck twice. During our Carnival Jubilee cruise, the price for Bolt was $15 for one ride, which included 2 loops. There are 2 two-person vehicles that are launched at the same time. Cruisers can control the speed of the car, and there's even a 15-second booster available to make you go faster. Also suspended over Deck 18 is the Sky Course. This 230-foot-long ropes course includes 2 tracks with varying levels of easy to difficult challenges. On the port side of the course is a small zip line for those looking to swing over the edge of the ship. On the starboard side, there's a plank that extends over the edge of the ship for some great selfies, if you don't dare to look down. New to Carnival Jubilee is an additional challenge, which launches cruisers off the starboard side of the ship, with cruisers having to use their momentum and upper body strength to pull themselves back onto the ropes course. Check it out, it's really fun to do. This attraction is open to those who are 48 inches or taller, with a weight limit of 300 pounds. Cruisers can complete multiple laps around the course if they want, and it's completely complimentary. Of course, it is weather dependent, so make sure to check with the staff when heading up there if it's windy or rainy outside. The Ultimate Playground Zone is home to other typical attractions you would find on contemporary cruise lines, like a sports court. Here, cruisers can challenge one another to open play activities like basketball, or organize competitions like beanbag challenges or pickleball. Also scattered throughout the deck, there are games like foosball and beanbag challenges as well, and one ping pong table tucked around the corner of the ropes course entrance. The centerpiece of the Ultimate Playground is the Waterworks. Along with several water features for little kids in the splash zone, this water park is home to the 150-gallon Power Drencher bucket and slides for toddlers. For those that are 42 inches or taller, there are more thrilling slides. There's the traditional body slide, the Carnival Twister, which is 260 feet long. The Blue Lightning is a headfirst mat slide. Then there's the 239-foot long Orange Thunder drop slide, which is one of the fastest slides at sea. Finally, on the Ultimate Playground, you will find the mini golf course, Ath on deck 18. This 9-hole mini golf course is not as well themed as I would expect for a family-oriented cruise line. But the little kids didn't seem to mind the lack of challenges or ornate design. This mini golf is complimentary and open most of the day, and of course Heidi and I had to play around, but we don't have to say who won. Finally, the rest of the outdoor decks on decks 19, 18, 17, and 16 all comprise the Lido zone. All the way to the top of the ship on deck 19 is the Loft Sun Deck. This is an exclusive sun deck open to those staying in Excel suites, or cruisers who opt to rent one of the cabanas, which go for $500 on a sea day. This retreat-style experience includes a guaranteed lounge chair, 2 infinity whirlpools, and some snacks. While soaking up the sun, cruisers can indulge in extras like fresh fruit, chilled towels, lunch delivery, and attentive concierge service. Down one deck, all the way forward, you'll find the Serenity Adults Only Sun Deck. For those who don't want to upgrade to Loft 19, this Deck 18 massive Serenity Retreat is more than adequate. This adults only space is one of the largest 18 plus pool decks we have ever seen. It's also one of the most thoughtfully designed. With 2 whirlpools, one on each side of the ship, the space includes a mix of loungers, daybeds, oversized seabeds, and more. Encompassing almost a third of the front of the ship, there's plenty of shade and sun. In the heart of Serenity is a pool, as well as the Serenity Bar. This bar includes its own specialty drink menu, featuring sangrias and other libations ideal for sipping poolside. It's ideally located in the center of the deck, next to the pool, daybeds, and offers some additional tables and covered seating. On sea days, right next door, you can find the Fresh Creations Salad Bar. This self-service counter salad bar offers a quick bite for those who don't want to leave, if you don't mind waiting 30 to 40 minutes in line to create your own salad concoction. Of course, there are other dining options that are not far away on the Lido decks right below, but honestly, the Fresh Creations is probably the healthiest daytime meal you'll find on Carnival Jubilee. The center attraction of the Lido zone is the beach pool midship deck 16. This central pool is the hub of activity during the day. The Fun Squad regularly hosts events here, like sing-alongs or the sailaway party. There's also a DJ and other musicians to keep the fun vibe going. There are plenty of loungers surrounding the pool as well, but many of the ideal loungers in the sun are snagged quickly. If you can't find a seat poolside, there are even more loungers on deck 17 overlooking the pool, and deck 18 right before the Serenity, there are even additional loungers overlooking the entire pool area. Immediately above the pool is the ship's Seaside Theater, where family-friendly films are shown day and night. All show times can be found in that Carnival Hub app, or in the print copy of the dailies, the Fun Times. There are several amenities on deck 17 and 16 right next to this pool. Perhaps my favorite is Guy's Burger Joint. On Carnival Jubilee, this burger shop has been enlarged with a fun surf shop vibe. This quick service restaurant offers freshly made burgers with plenty of indoor and outdoor seating. In partnership with Guy Fieri, this poolside shack features fresh off-the-grill burgers and fries with a toppings bar for you to customize your meal to perfection. Guy's Burger Joint is open every day, usually from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. to satisfy all your burger cravings at no additional cost. Near the pool on deck 16, you'll find the Blue Iguana Cantina. This is one of our favorite quick service venues at sea. Offering custom-made burritos, bowls, and tacos, complete with a fully stocked salsa bar, we're sure to grab a bite here for breakfast and lunch. The venue is open daily from around 7 a.m. to about 10:30 a.m. for breakfast, and from noon to about 2:30 or 3:30 for lunch. Across the way on the starboard side, you will find Street Eats. This was a brand new dining concept that was introduced on the first Excel class ship, Mardi Gras. Street Eats consists of 3 food truck-like stalls serving small plates which rotate daily. This is the perfect spot to grab a quick bite after a long day ashore. First up is Time Fries. This stand offers loaded french fries like carne asada fries or pepperoni pizza waffle fries. Next door is Steam Dream with selections like spiced beef bao or sesame chicken wontons. Finally, our favorite was the Mad Sizzle. This stand includes small plates like chicken sautés and pad thai. The street eat hours vary, with the stalls opening somewhere between 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. and then remaining open until around 4 or 5 p.m. The street eats hours of operations is largely dependent on your port of call times. Now, separate from street eats but right next door is the Seafood Shack. The Casual Seafood Shack is a counter service restaurant which is open for lunch and dinner daily, with times ranging from about noon to 10 p.m., again depending on the port of call. The Seafood Shack offers classic New England favorites like fried clam strips, lobster rolls, clam chowder, and other fresh local catch. All menu items at this venue are a la carte at current market prices. With all the great dining options near the beach pool, you're bound to get thirsty. Well, luckily, there's a Red Frog Tiki Bar. For those looking to grab a cocktail poolside, the 2-story Red Frog Tiki Bar is your place. With bars on both decks 16 and 17, this bar serves a variety of boat drinks with an island-inspired menu. The fun decor and theming extends to a small seating section on the port side on deck 16. You can't pass up drinks like a Mai Tai while enjoying all the fun right next to the pool. Located slightly after the pool and the Red Frog Tiki Bar, you will find additional youth centers. Midship on the starboard side is The Circle. This youth program is for kids ages 12 to 14. Here, tweens can meet new friends, play sports, video games, watch movies, and more. Tweens can also enjoy the exclusive Circle Sea Lounge where they can cruise, chill, and connect. Supervised complimentary programming runs from about noon to 5 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. On port days, supervised complimentary program runs at different times, so make sure to check the fun times. Next door to the Circle is the Warehouse. This arcade at sea is open to all cruisers, not just the little ones, and not just ones who are signed up for the youth activities. This high-tech and modern arcade included several large-scale video games and different activities at varying prices. The Warehouse is open 24 hours a day. Further aft, also on deck 17, you will find Club O2. This teen club is located right behind Guy's Burger Joint and is designed for those aged 15 to 17. In Club O2, teens can watch movies, listen to music, play video games, dance, jam out at karaoke, and maybe even attend Carnival's version of prom. There's a designated Club O2 leader who is responsible for overseeing the program and lounge. Some of these activities can include basketball, capture the flag, dodgeball, arts and crafts, board games, and other themed events, even digital scavenger hunts. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the buffet offers a variety of selections. Honestly, with all of the other dining venues on the ship, we never ate in the buffet. Still, this restaurant has a seaside decor and a variety of seating on both starboard and port side of the venue, making it feel more restaurant-like. Breakfast included predictable offerings with hot menu items, continental options, and a custom omelet station. For lunch and dinner, you'll find a salad bar, dessert station, hot entrees, cold cut selections, and more. In comparison to other cruise lines, the offerings are more limited in the buffet. This is likely because there's so much else to eat around the ship. Another feature is there are several stalls within the buffet, like the Sea Dogs, which breaks up the design of the buffet, which makes it feel less crowded. During our cruise, the Lido marketplace was typically open for breakfast around 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. The venue then reopens for lunch and usually stays open from about noon to about 2 to 3:30 p.m. depending on the port of call, with dinner being available from about 6 to 9:30 p.m. nightly. All the way aft on deck 16, exiting the marketplace, is a second pool area open to all cruisers on the top of the ship, the Tides Pool. This pool offers some amazing aft views. It's surrounded by several loungers on deck 16, but there's additional seating and loungers up on deck 17, including some really comfy oversized chairs and couches overlook the wake. Just be careful, as deck 17 starboard side is the smoking area near the pool deck. The Tides Pool includes the main pool, as well as 2 whirlpools, one on each side of the ship. So the Tides Pool area offers a nice additional space besides the beach pool. Not far from the Tides Pool, you'll find the Tides Pool Bar, serving both the Lido marketplace and this pool area during the day. This bar features a menu with classic drinks like a Bahama Mama or a Tequila Sunrise. The bar is rather small, and there is limited service when the Lido marketplace is open. Most days, the bar was open from about 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Separate from the buffet is another casual quick service spot on deck 16 aft. Shaq's Big Chicken is a new classic on Carnival Cruise Line and delivers amazing chicken sandwiches, fries, and chicken tenders. Shaq's Big Chicken even offers breakfast sandwiches on buttermilk biscuits. It is one of the most popular restaurants on the ship, so don't be surprised if there's a small line or a large line. Big Chicken opened for breakfast usually between 7 and 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and was open for lunch from around 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. It wouldn't be a Carnival Cruise Line ship if there weren't multiple places to get frozen yogurt. Swirls on the starboard side of deck 16 aft is a self-service frozen yogurt station. Conveniently, the stand includes both cones and small bowls, so all ages can delight in flavors like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. As I already mentioned, there's also a Swirls at the Heroes Tribute Bar, and you might miss it, but there's also a Swirls conveniently located on deck 17 near Guy's Burger Joint. Most staterooms can be found on decks 15 through 9. For this Carnival Jubilee cruise ship tour, we stayed in cabin 12235. This balcony cabin was located on the starboard side, forward of the forward elevators. This Category 80 balcony cabin offered plenty of storage for our clothes and gear. Compared to similar megaships, this stateroom boasted the most closet space by far. Inside the cabin, there was a desk on the forward wall and a sofa on the midship wall. Past this living area, the bed was on the midship wall facing forward, with the balcony located beyond the bed. We think staterooms on Carnival cruise ships are rather plain. With light beechwood tones, there were pops of color from our sofa and accent art. But what our Carnival Jubilee balcony cabin might have lacked in aesthetic, it more than made up for in functionality. Using a few of our cruise cabin hacks, this cozy home away from home allowed us to work and relax in comfort all week. And now that you've explored every square inch of Carnival Jubilee, we bet you want to book a Carnival Jubilee cruise. But before you do, you need to check out our video right here on YouTube of what's included in a Carnival cruise, plus what will cost you extra. In that video, we detail everything that's covered in the cruise fare, plus some of those hidden costs the cruise line doesn't tell you about. That way, you'll know exactly what you need to budget for your next trip, and your Carnival Jubilee cruise will be smooth sailing.